Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
KAKU 88.5 FM.
Gunigogo.
The voice of Maui.
KAKU.
This is 88.5 FM, the voice of Maui. You're listening to Pure Awareness with your host, Eman'on Wanderer.
This is a song for you, my love. You are like an angel sent from above, bringing me so much love and joy. Please let me be your choice, so I can show you all the things that are still hidden within my heart, my precious heart. Learning to speak with my heart, taking one small step at a time. I want to share it all with you, my love. Can I be an angel for your heart, so we can build our heaven on earth, and together take the right turn into into light. This is my birthday song to you, and I don't want you feeling blue. For you I'd bring the moon and stars from sky, but I'd rather look you deep in your eyes and tell you how much I do love you. I love you. I love you.
Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to Pure Awareness. I'm your host, Eman'on Wanderer. It is February 13th, 2025, approximately 11:04. And you know what time that means. It means it's pure awareness right here on 88.5 FM, the voice of Maui. Recorded live here in KAKU Studios, 333 Derry Road, the most amazing, the one and only public broadcasting station on Maui, but I would say the best, Nokaoi, on all islands. I really love it here. Akaku has been really good, does so much for the community, and is striving and thriving and determined to do more. And we need help. Like I say we, because it's a family, it's a team here, and anything I can do to further the mission of public access broadcasting, I will do that, because I believe that storytelling and most importantly, telling your story is valuable. And on that note, the opening song was a new artist, brand new, probably the first time on the radio, Hanale Ahokas. She is here, Maui local, by way of Finland. And that was the birthday song dedicated to yours truly, because it is my birthday today. And I just want to say that was the most amazing gift that's like someone dedicated actually wrote a song for me and dedicated it to me on my birthday. That means a lot. So Hanale Ahokas, and I might add Wanderer, because that was my wife. That was my wife. Man, I just want to take a moment to give her some flowers and some appreciation, because it I am a whole experience. I'm a whole vibe. Not saying that that's difficult. It's just that I am such a vibe of chaos and confusion at times. But to me, it's clarity, because my number one intention is always to be and thrive and live authentic, and hopefully hold space and model safety and freedom for others, so that you can be authentic and you can be your true self. So that's just how I operate. And most of I've been through many relationships, many divorces, more than one. And to know what I have come from on my way towards where I am now, just in that little stint. I'm talking about from beginning to now. That was already several experiences, several lifetimes, it was a whole lot, right? And now on my birthday today, I'm realizing that moving forward is a completely new me. I always say every moment is impregnated with the next moment. And, I got that from my acting teacher years ago. And that's the way to be for me. It's just that treat each moment as if it's the last and only. And the next moment is going to give birth to a whole nother experience. So with that being said, in this moment, giving flowers to my wife, Hanale, for all that she is. I'm not even talking about all that she's came from, or all that I see her being. It's so interesting to just be so fascinated with a moment and with a person in the moment. And then I take a moment to visualize and see and forecast what this can be, like the future. And I'm like, man, so much potential, so much. Just I get excited. And I think that's what I'm learning about my system and how I operate, is that when I get excited like that, because I love visualizing and I love dreaming and just, going for it, right? I just have to remember that no hurries, no worries. You know what I mean? There's no rush to get there. Because once I visualize it, once I see it, once it's clear, once I feel it in my heart and in my essence and in my being, I act as if it's already happening. I'll say it again. For me, once I get a clear vision of what I want, I begin to act as if it's already done. I have to, because that's what's worked for me in the past. Like I've learned that I wasn't taught or conditioned, or there was no model for me in my neighborhoods or growing up or in my schools where someone was actually living in the moment and believing enough in that vision that they have for themselves and actually living as if they are that person. I haven't seen that. I personally haven't growing up. So it completely destroyed the system that was. And it is 11:11 right now, and I want to say that right now is a moment that you can take and cast a vision, set an intention for yourself of who you want to be and what you want to have come into your life, because it's definitely possible, man. Like, all things are possible, right? All things are possible. They're either impossible or possible, but it's all possible. Ladies and gentlemen, this here, I know you listeners can't see, but those of you who are watching right now on video on the podcast, this is a fork. And I'm going to talk about this fork as soon as I come back from a break. But there's something significant about this fork that I want to share with you all. So we'll just leave it at that. Again, you're listening to Pure Awareness. I'm your host, Eman'on Wanderer. This is 88.5 FM, the voice of Maui, right here, Maui, Hawaii, KAKU Studios. And this, my friends, is a green fork. I gave it away.
To me, play me back them harmonies, yeah. Now we got a little something going on. Hit me with your playlist, go song for song. Come and let your good vibes play. Oh yeah, never want this feeling go away. Alright, so give me one time, come put it heavy on me. Now give me 2 times, so put your loving on me. Now give me 3 times, come put it heavy on me. Swing
All right. I'm back. Almost said I'm black. I'm back and I'm black. So anyway, I'm gonna bring this back up. This fork. I want to talk about this fork that I'm holding in my left hand right now. I got to be detailed because you guys that are listening, you can't see. But this fork, it's not just a fork. Check this out. This is a fork. This is a plastic fork. This is a green plastic fork. This is a green plastic fork made out of recyclable materials. Okay? You see all that information I just gave you? Like, when you saw it, you were just like, oh, a fork. I need a fork to eat. Here's a fork. But what happens when you actually break down and actually take in that which you possess? You already know I'm going somewhere with this. I'm just starting with a fork. So the thing about a fork is that it's an instrument that is I guess it's something that is instrumental in feeding hunger, especially spaghetti. Forks are great. If you guys are eating spaghetti right now, use a fork, because I used a spoon once, and let's just say I was left with a lot of frustration and sadness, but the meatballs were great. So anyway, this fork, right? It's not just a fork. It's a plastic fork. It's not just a plastic fork. It's a green plastic fork. It's not just a green plastic fork. It's a what does it say on here? I can't even. Compositable. I'm gonna just say recyclable. My words are just like, I'm older today, man. I get a mulligan, man. Leave me alone. I'm a little older, so I forget words and stuff, and it's just whatever. But check this out, man. I thought about this right before I came on air today. It's I had this fork in my backpack for so long because of the fact that it was not just a fork. I kept it because it was a green plastic recyclable fork made out of recyclable materials. And I thought about, I remember this morning when I saw it right before I came on the radio, I was looking in my bag and I saw this fork and I grabbed it and I was like, immediately knew the message. I immediately knew the message behind it. And this is what I want to share with you. And this correlates with how I want to give my wife Handale some flowers, because I love being transparent. I love being authentic, and I love being human. And one of the things I love about being human is that I get to experiment and explore approaches that will help me live a more fulfilling life. I get many attempts to be happy, right? This is another way of saying, oh, okay, because I'm human, I make mistakes. I don't like saying that. I don't like saying that. I just don't like it. So I found a way to describe being human while making mistakes. You know how they say, well, I'm only human, I'm not perfect. Well, I thought about that years ago, and I was like, okay, well, what does that even mean? And who said you're not perfect? Who said you're not perfect? And I used to think like, well, if to be human is to err, or meaning to make a mistake, and when I look at my life, I've made plenty quote unquote mistakes, or made plenty errors, or failed, or whatever you want to call it. I'm like, that means I'm actually I'm a perfect human being, because look at all of these errors and mistakes that I've made. So Absolutely, I'm perfect. I think you're perfect. I think this fork is perfect just the way it is. But then there's so much value added now when you find out the uniqueness of you. Maybe I'll call the show that today. The uniqueness of you. Now, I've listed like 5 descriptions about this fork and how unique it is to other forks, right? Like I have silverware in my home that are forks. Like I have a silver fork, but this fork has multiple values. It's green, it's plastic, and if I'm done with it, I could just throw it in the woods somewhere, and it'll composite. It'll decompose. It'll go back to that which it came from, its source. And this is what I want to say to you: is that you know, when you look at yourself and you don't see the value, or you don't feel enough, baby, I'm talking to you too, I'm talking to me too. But when we as human beings don't feel enough, that we are enough, that we are valuable, that we actually can offer some good services and some good news and can deliver good product to the world, like that you are a great product. When we don't feel like that, I think that's when you can look closer and find the uniqueness of you, just like I did with this fork. Because honestly, this morning I didn't even know it was like, I didn't even know it was a composable. I don't even know how to say that word. I didn't even know it was a fork made out of recyclable materials. I just read that on the fork this morning. As far as I was concerned, it was a cool green plastic fork with a little couple of designs on it. But it also serves a greater purpose that I didn't even see. And now this fork is really unique to me. Knowing that even though I got all my use out of it and I throw it away in a trash can, or if I just, bury it in the ground, it's actually going to serve a purpose. It's actually going to decompose and add value to the soil or to whatever plants grow. I actually might try that. I actually might get myself a planter box and some soil and a seed or something. And I actually might plant this or bury this fork in there just to see how long. I don't know. Experiment, right? But my point is that the uniqueness of you, I believe, is only revealed when you take a closer look at yourself. Now check this out. Taking a closer look at yourself isn't always taking a look in the mirror. It isn't always reflecting on what you think you are and what you've accomplished. You can even look a little bit outside the box to find the uniqueness of you. And here's what I mean. You can actually ask those around you, closest to you, or just whoever you associate with, whatever. But you can actually ask them to give you some feedback and have them share with you your uniqueness. See what they think. Get their perspective and their how do you see me actually? You know what I mean? I think there's like something to be said about that. I used to do work. I was a feedback coach. And what a feedback coach is I was the guy. I worked for this company, and it was personal development company, French family. Worked there for like 4 or 5 years. And just it was just a great environment, and it was all about helping people heal from their ego system, or have them understand at least their ego system. And as a feedback coach, for each participant that showed up to our seminars, we did these personal mastery seminars. The name of the company is Learning as Leadership, if you guys want to look them up. But this what we would do is that for every person that showed up, that was there at the seminar, the personal mastery seminar, each one of them were, most of them I had to like interview 4 to 5 people closest around them to get what they felt and thought about the person showing up to the seminar. And guess what? They didn't know what feedback, who said what, blah, blah, blah. All they saw on that report, that summary report that I would deliver, is that 78% of the people that we talked to gave feedback that you are a jerk, for lack of better words. And so I just remember being amazed at, like, when I would see the person at the seminar and I would meet them and I'm like, wow, this seems like a great guy. Hey, John, you're John. All right. How you doing? Yeah, I did your feedback, blah, blah, blah. But it was always interesting when I would meet the person, and my impression of them, initial impression of them, was just like, wow, this is cool. Yeah, you're a great guy. And then getting more information and finding out who they are, like as far as name and blah, blah, blah. And then I would realize, wow, I actually did feedback on this person, and I actually know what people were saying about him. And it was weird, because sometimes I was a little embarrassed, because sometimes I would meet a guy and he'd just be so just like, I guess just arrogant. I'll just use the word arrogant. Like, I would meet a person and be like, man, and my judgment would be like, oh, he's pretty arrogant. And then learning like, oh, I did the feedback for this person, and then remembering what the people were saying, the people closest to him was saying about him. And I was like, wow, they're right. And this guy has no clue. And so my whole point is that getting feedback about who you are or who you think you are, I mean, I think it can serve, it can add value. Because for me, 96% of my life, my thoughts towards myself were just horrible. Was not kind at all. Was not like I was always in thinking like I had to do more. Like, I'm not enough. It's not good enough. I have to do more. I have to do more, man. I have to do more. I have to work harder. I'm not getting the response I'm desiring. Whatever it is. It's like I got to do more. So I've always been operating from this space of like not enough. Right? That's been my fuel. You know how like certain vehicles, they have to put certain gasoline types in there. Some of them have like, the electric vehicles, they just plug in. Then you got some diesel vehicles. Then you got, the premium vehicles, and just the regular good old fashioned Eman'on van vehicle that's unleaded, the cheapest gas out there. It's like each vehicle has a particular ingredient in the fuel that they need to help the engine run smoother and produce, right? And so I'm thinking like that's kind of similar in this situation when it comes to humans, when it comes to us, when it comes to our thoughts and our self-concept. You know what self-concept is? It's how you see yourself. And I know that, as statistics show and research shows, I've done research myself in my own dissertation that the self-concept of men is just really bad. Meaning like men, a high percentage, man, it's a high percentage of males who see themselves as failures, see themselves as not enough. Now they're saying this, right? They're seeing this, but here's the thing: What if we looked outside the box and saw how others were seeing us? Yeah, there may be a few that might, confirm your thoughts, your self-sabotaging thoughts about yourself. There might be a couple of people that be like, yeah, man, you're boop, 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 But there also might be those who are just in awe of you. Just your very image. Sometimes they just have to see you, and it lights their world up. Sometimes they just have to have a conversation with you, and it lights them up. Sometimes they just have to touch you, shake your hand, give you a hug, kiss, whatever, and it just rocks their world. It projects. What am I trying to say? It just propels them into a better version of themselves. It's true, man. Like, you can actually get real live feedback and change your programming instantly once you step outside that image, that whatever, just blah, 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 blah. Just the perception of yourself. If it's not kind, well, guess what? That's one person saying it's not kind. What if we did the whole, remember Rochambeau? Remember paper, rock, scissors in California? Me growing up, we used to call it Rochambeau. I have no idea why, and then when I got older, it was like paper, rock, scissors. Right? So it's kind of like that. It's like, well, okay, I'm saying I'm a bad person. But let's get best out of 3. Best out of 5. So I'm going to go ask 2 more people and see what they say about me. Now, what if those 2 people were just like, no, dude, you're absolutely 100%, you're money. And the other person was just like, yes, love you so much, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And it was all positive praise. What do I now do to that? It's 2-1, right? In any game, any sports game, whoever has the most points is the winner. I should say most sports games, because if you have a lot of points and you're playing golf, that's no bueno. That's not good. You don't want a lot of points if you're playing golf, but if you're playing basketball, definitely you want more points than the other person. But here's the thing. So what do you do? What do you now do with that data? You're saying you're a horrible person, and it's best out of 3. So 2 more people say you're a great person. What does that do? Here's what I hope it does, and here's what I think we, as us perfectly fallible human beings, we take that data and we erase the boo-boo data, right? Erase the negative. Like, okay, it's 2-1. I lost. I thought I was a horrible person, and now more people think I'm a great person than horrible. So therefore, guess what? That train of thought, that version of me that thinks that way, just lost. And now game's over. So now what? Anyway, all I'm saying is that's how I practice. That's what I've done and continue to do. And even now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, I'm doing it even more now after really, really sitting in my, as Hanale would say, my synonym moment, feeling blue. I sit in that and I stew, and I just allow all the ookie, just like, yeah, man, be sad. You're so sad right now. Yeah, you're sad. Yeah, you're mad right now. You're so mad. Very mad right now. Look at how mad you are right now. You're mad. Very, very, very mad. Mad. And I allow myself to witness that. I'm able to witness and allow that to just come up and I just hold space for myself. And until it's done. Cause I don't have it, I don't have much feedback. Like now, like I'm saying, I'm starting to look outside of myself and those thoughts so that I don't have to stew in it. I can now say, okay, I'm feeling blue right now. Let me go see how other people feel about me. And then sometimes that can be just the motivation and the inspiration needed to get out of the funk. I'll tell you, man, it's crazy. I had a whole nother approach, an idea of how today's show was gonna be, because I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling sad, I'm older today, got some things on my mind, and I just wanna open up to my audience, to my listeners, and just be transparent. And I know y'all probably like, dude, you're always doing that. I know, but it's different today because I was like, I'm just gonna feel all this and I'm gonna bring this energy to the show today. And it was interesting that Hanale sent me that song, through the WhatsApp. And I listened to it a few times and I was like, man, it's a great song. It's like I'm really happy. With a straight face, like, yeah, I'm really happy. This really lights me up, but not smiling, right? It's like in that, remember the movie The Grinch, when he got happy, he started feeling and like there was love and he didn't know what to do with it, and he starts tearing up and he's like, I'm leaking. What is this? I'm feeling. That's how I felt. It was like my inner Grinch is morphing, it's changing. Inner Grinch, and it's a green fork. That's funny. But it's like, yeah, my inner Grinch, who is so loving, who is so just perfect, just has a way about himself based on his experiences and all that. My inner Grinch, it has finally turned, like, it's learning as it's turning. Does that make sense? It's turning over a new leaf. It's changing. So it's learning as it's turning its life around. I'm so used to. I actually wrote a poem this morning. I'm gonna read it in a second. Yeah, I'm just so used to the struggle. I'm so used to struggling and being down and having to fight my way up and having to fight to prove, you know what I mean, to get what I want. It's like, I'm so used to that. That's so familiar. And lately, especially today, having to release that process, that way of living, and just accept that there's no more struggle, and not to say that there will never ever be more. I'm not even gonna say struggle. No. Here's what it is. It's not a struggle. It's a strategy. Right? It's a strategy. I used to call it struggle. Now I'm going to call it strategy. I'm in strategy mode. Figuring out. I'm planning. I'm making a strategic plan with intentions on how to move forward. Maybe sometimes that's why the strategy comes in those times of our lives where we don't know what to do. It's like, WTF did this come from? Nah, man, that's not a struggle. That's a strategy. That's saying, hey, you're such an amazing person that you can get through anything and you can do anything. And here's an opportunity to strategize in proving to yourself and to others that you are an amazing person. That's the uniqueness of you. The uniqueness of you is that you don't have you can turn around. You can change perceptions. You can change wording, phrases. You can cast your own spell and magic on your life and say, you know what? I'm no longer going to use the terminology that I'm struggling. I'm strategizing. Yeah, I don't have, my bank account is negative. I hate seeing that too, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's just ill. I hate seeing my bank account in the red, but it's in the red right now. And it's like, oh, that used to break my heart. But then now I'm looking at my account, and now with this new approach and mentality, it's like, building a strategy. Here I am, strategizing, not struggling. I'm strategizing. Strategizing how to get this from red to black. That's all. It's just a strategy. It's not stress. It's not struggle. Strategy. Let me read this. I think you guys are going to like it. All right. So every morning I journal. I do a morning meditation walk, and it's about 5 miles. So 2.5 to my destination and 2.5 back, to about 5 miles. And on that walk, there's 3 things happening. There's a conversation with God. There's a cup of coffee. And there's my ukulele. So God, coffee, and the ukulele, that's my daily medicine. So this morning, and this is day 26. I've been doing, I started 30, said I was going to do a 30-day transformative journey at the top of the year, and just to see where I'm at. I started a little later, about, a couple weeks later after the new year, but whatever. But I'm on day 26 right now, right? And this is what came up for me today, because again, I was in a funk. I know what depression looks like for me, and I was very much in a depressed mode that's been brewing over the last umpteen years, but definitely the last couple of weeks, and especially this last week. With the full moon, with the energy, like I'm big on energy, I'm big on astrology, I'm big on the universe, I'm big on like higher frequencies and vibrations, and you name it, man, metaphysics, all that. It's real to me. So it's just been a lot. It's just been a lot, right? So today I journal day 26, February 13th, day 26. Title of this is I Miss You. Wish I had some cool music to play. All right. Says, I moved on from who I was for years prior to now, but I miss the familiar. I miss the way I self-sabotaged opportunities to better my life. By doubting, shouting, and pouting. I miss the way I avoided conflict by people-pleasing and putting others' needs before mine. I miss justifying the counterproductive, maladaptive, hurtful behaviors projected towards me. I miss that. I miss secretly judging others and myself. Accusing and being accused. Hating while being hated. I miss feeling safe through silence versus violence. I miss depression, oppression, and possession. I miss disloyalty and betrayal. And I also miss how much clearer my mind, heart, and eyes become moments after I allow myself to miss and be missed by the past. So now, I'm looking forward to missing. That's it. Oh, you guys are too kind. Way too kind. Way too kind. I don't know what this is. We got a sound box here in the studio that I guess Tony brought it in this morning. Oh, and also thank you, Tony, for my birthday present. Those of you listening can't see, but I'm holding up here a strawberry Pop-Tart. Strawberry Pop-Tart. And full of processed sugar and all the horrible things for my body. And if you'd like to feel terrible about yourself with a smile on your face, have a Pop-Tart. All right. That was for the sponsor, the Pop-Tart sponsors. Had to do that. Anyway, thank you, Tony. Thank you, Pop-Tart. And thank you all for listening. What? I don't know what he said. Anyway, thank you guys for we're not done yet. We still got like 10 minutes, but thank you guys for just listening, man. I told Tony when I came, he was just like, what's the show about today and this and that. And I was like, I don't know. I just think I want to just kind of open up about my life and share things that I may have never shared before, and just really just, I don't know, I'm just ready to all right, I'll say it. I'm ready to embrace the world. I love the world. I love you all. I love others. And I'm ready to just like show up knowing that I may or may not be received or loved the way I want to be loved. I may or may not work in the environments that I desire, like all the time. That may or may not happen. But the thing that I'm realizing after this poem and this morning and just the whole day, I'm realizing that it's not, I'm at a place where I miss those things, like miss the old life, the struggle, and now having to see it as now strategizing, moving forward. It's like a breakup. It's like a divorce, of which I know much about. And when I think of, see, I can't really say say everyone is like this, but I know for me, man, when I love, like, you can do no wrong. You can do no wrong. I don't want anything from you. I want everything for you. Like, that's the depth. That's like the core, the intention. That's all I know. Partly because I grew up religious in Christianity, and Jesus modeled that for me. That was the prototype of how I wanted to be. I didn't really. Everything else was fine and dandy, but now as far as the principles, as far as like a mentor, as far as like a savior of my like life, like that's the guy that I like to model my life after. And one of them has to do with, because of the huge amount of compassion that he displayed and demonstrated towards people who were like mean and towards people who were loving, people who were healthy, people who were hurting. Like compassion. And so I love that. And I kept that in the back of my mind. Like, that's how I am. That's how I want to be. I want to make compassion my reaction. You know how we have those knee-jerk reactions to things where we're just like, oh man, that's just how I am, man. That's just how I am. That's just who I am. No. That's just who you were conditioned to be. That's just your knee-jerk reaction. What if you actually intentionally sat down and collected data on yourself and actually started, doing research on you, starting with how you see yourself, then going to how those closest to you see. I dare you guys, man. This is the craziest experience. This is how you'll see if you're really, really that humble, loving, sensitive, kind individual. Because keep in mind, these are just other human beings giving their perception based on your behaviors and their experiences with you. So I would say gather up 4, 5, 6 of your closest people that are, that you really frequent and associate with, and actually give me a call, and I will do the feedback for you. How about that? Yeah. It's a crazy experience, man. It's humbling. It's humbling to think that you are so mean, but then you get the feedback that says you're the most kind, loving person they've ever met. And can give examples. That was one of the other cool things about the feedback, is that you can't just badmouth or just give compliments to the participant. No, I'm asking you detailed questions. Give me an example. Tell me a way, or give me an example how he or she displayed that behavior. Give me some context behind your concept of this person. So that's why feedback is important, I think. And I think it's an experiment I want you all to try at least once. If you're starting out on this path of authenticity, self-inquiry, discovery, creating your own reality, I think that's one of the exercises you should implement into your program, which is feedback. Get with me. We'll do some feedback. We'll figure it out, and then I can just say, hey, man, this is what the people closest to you are saying. How did you feel about that? And then that helps them do the work on their ego system. Yeah. It's a real thing, man. Yeah. Okay, now it's really time to almost get out of here. Oops. Dropped my ukulele. So, this is what I have to say. In closing, on my birthday, February 13th, 2025, I just want to say to all of you listening under the sound of my voice, I just want you to know that everything will be okay when you're okay with everything. That's all. When you're okay with everything, everything will be okay. And what that means is that life is gonna keep lifing. Life does not change. Your perception, your approach, your behavior, your reaction to life is what changes. Not you per se. You don't even change. The core, like for me, right? I can't speak for everyone, but for me, I believe the core value, the core thing, the common thing that we all human beings have in common is uniqueness. And uniqueness operates off of one battery. You got to figure out what that battery is for you, right? When I was a kid, I had toys. They operated. You can't have fun with my toys unless you have the batteries. Some of the toys, they needed AAA batteries. Some of them needed AA batteries. Some of them needed C batteries, right? So you got to find the battery that's going to get your uniqueness going and working for you. Because I tell you what, man, we need you. The world needs you. The world needs you to do things your way. I gotta do it my way. If you're gonna love me, you gotta love me the way I need to be loved. AKA, if you wanna use this toy, you gotta use the right battery. Stop just accepting any behavior and treatment towards others. You know how others treat you. That's what I'm doing. I'm actually gonna wear a sign and says, "Hey, I operate off of this type of battery." That's all. So if we not working together, or if I'm not working for you, guess what? It's because you're using the wrong battery, AKA the wrong approach. Catch the replay on Saturday, 7 a.m. right here at 88.5 FM, the voice of Maui. Thank y'all so much. This was Pure Awareness. I'm your host, Eman'on Wanderer. Happy birthday to me.
Hands in Maui, the County of Maui Volunteer Center, is seeking nominations for its annual Volunteer Hero Celebration of Service, which honors